We've heard from so many of you today following our heartbreaking story on the death of 5-year-old Joel Smith. We got a ton of Facebook and email comments. Paula wrote, "I watched this story through teary eyes. My husband and I are also grieving parents." And Kai writes, "Thank you for doing a segment on coping with grief. I struggle daily to keep putting one foot in front of the other." Well, tonight we bring you an expert to analyze the grief of Joel's parents and what many of you are going through.
There's a part of us, especially in the beginning, that if the person who died, if they walked through the door, we would not be surprised. And we would be like, "Oh, I thought so."
He's right. Sometimes it's hard to face the reality of death. I still struggle with it after my daughter Quea died a few months ago, and I'm not the only one. It often happens with a major loss, like a child. Greg Adams, he is the director for the Center for Good Morning and Pal Care. He's going to listen and analyze the grief of a couple whose son died and help us better understand the complexity of grief. Amy Smith's 5-year-old son Joel died in August from brain cancer. Like many parents, she looks back.
Sometimes when people are dealing with the loss, they feel like there was something more that they could have done. Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel that way?
Yes, I do. I think, should we have done the alternate treatment sooner? Should you have insisted on this or that?
Our primary responsibility is for our children is to help them grow up and to have a good and long life. And when they don't do that, we can have a sense of failure. I didn't do my job as a parent. I am alive, and my child is not. And so in some sense, I think we end up having to put ourselves on trial.
And sometimes that is so hard to avoid, but Greg stresses it needs to be a fair trial. The smile on Joel's father, Bobby, wow, it just lights up the screen when he talks about his son. But there's a word that he has a hard time with. It's a word that I use all the time, but it just goes to show we're all different.
I don't like the word lost. Hold on. Hold on. He went home.
I've heard some other folks who talk about that. They don't like that word, that lost had a little connotation of, carelessness and irresponsibility. We shouldn't have done that. I lost my car keys. I lost that opportunity. I shouldn't have missed that. And in that sense, I'd have to affirm him that in that sense of loss didn't fit.
They tell me the first year is the toughest, and for some, that 6-month mark, worse than the very beginning. Family, friends, they all go back to living a normal life, but it can be a time when a grieving person needs support the most.
Oh, it's the fall, and the leaves are changing, and they're dead, and it's Thanksgiving, and they're gone, and Christmas, and wait, this. And I think you can know that, but experiencing that is different. Somebody wrote a little poem one time, said, "We thought your dying was the worst thing, and then you stayed dead."
The exact time may vary from person to person, but at some point, a griever should be able to move on with life and take all the love and cherished memories with you.
When do you get over this?
I think if I was to get over it, that would be forgetting him. And, that struggle is part of him. And then, it's going to get better.
You can see my complete interview with Greg Adams at fox16.com. My blog is there, the 10 things grieving parents want you to know, and so much more. It really is a good resource for you. So go there, go to fox16.com and check it out.